What's going on, guys? OneEyedBandit back again with yet another video talking about more Guilty Gear Strive. And once again, they are releasing guides up until the beta is released. Now, today's guide isn't for a character, but for basic actions that every character can use. So this is what we are going to be paying attention to today, just to get us ready for the beta.
In this video, we'll cover basic game mechanics you can use with any character. These are all core to Guilty Gear Strive's gameplay. Use these mechanics to get the upper hand in your matches. Dust attack, an overhead attack.
Before he explains, I'm going to give my little take, but dust attacks were also in Guilty Gear XR that I played as well. And again, these are moves that every character can use. It seems like in Strive, it's going to be an overhead attack.
Performed using the same command for all characters.
It's funny that Soul, this is an overhead for Soul, even though he's just doing an uppercut, which is weird.
You can use this to hit an opponent who is crouch blocking. This attack becomes stronger if you hold down the D button, and you can follow up on it by launching the opponent if you input up after it hits.
Oh wow, you can do air combos from it? That's cool.
A low attack
oh, and you can do down dust attacks.
Performed using the same command for all characters. You can use this to hit an opponent who is stand blocking. Since this knocks the opponent down on hit, it gives you a chance to attack the opponent as they wake up.
So this isn't like, it's definitely a low hitting move, but it just gives you an instant knockdown for you to create your own pressure or Oki, which is fairly good. So yeah, for characters like Mila Rage, for instance, who has really good Oki, this is what you'll want to use with her if you can get a quick knockdown.
Throw, a move performed using the same command for all characters. It has very short range, but cannot be blocked.
So throws are weird because they are apparently a 3-frame startup. Now, if we're talking about Dragon Ball FighterZ, throws in that game are 17 frames, I believe. And in Dragon Ball FighterZ, you know, you get this green flash, which allows you to tech a throw. And 17 frames is kind of considered unreactable. So just think about a 3-frame grab in Guilty Gear. Now, the thing about Guilty Gear, though, is look at how close you have to be to your opponent to actually get your grab. And obviously, it looks like you can grab from the left or right. So I guess you can put somebody in the corner or take them out of the corner, and they have to tech. I think they have to tech using this, or they can most likely jump out of it. Either way, it's nuts. A 3-frame grab.
So it's a good way to mix up the opponent when they're concentrated on blocking.
And in this game, you can also, you know, grab in the air, and everybody has a different grab animation, which is also cool. It's not like Dragon Rush where, I mean, yes, you can Dragon Rush somebody out of the air, but everybody in Dragon Ball FighterZ has the exact same Dragon Rush animation.
However, you cannot throw the opponent while they are being hit or blocking an attack. You can tech the opponent's throw by inputting the same command the moment you are thrown. Block.
It's gonna be so, like, for a 3-frame grab, you are essentially just guessing what the opponent is going to do. There's almost no reacting to it. You just have to assume your opponent is going to grab you, and that's just insane to me.
Standing block performed by inputting back while on the ground.
Obviously, we know what blocking is.
However, you cannot use it to guard against low attacks or throws.
They're obviously,
Crouching block,
we know.
performed by inputting down back while on the ground, can block the opponent's low attacks. However, you cannot use it to guard against overhead attacks or throws. Aerial block, performed by inputting back or diagonal back while midair, can block all the opponent's attacks, excluding throws. Instant block.
Again, of course, we don't need to go over what blocking is. I think we all know what blocking is, even though a lot of us Dragon Ball FighterZ players don't like to block.
A method of blocking timed with the opponent's attack. When performed successfully, your character shines white and you remain close to the opponent, even after blocking an attack that would normally leave you at a distance from them.
So this is cool because I like to call this is pretty much perfect blocking right here. Perfect blocking in games like Xenoverse 2, take your opponent's stamina away. There's no such thing as a perfect block in Dragon Ball FighterZ, but I believe there is one kind of in Mortal Kombat. So it's very, very interesting. But here you see a standard block kind of takes your momentum away, whereas instant blocking, you stay very
Use
close.
Use this to your advantage to punish the opponent.
So I guess when you're close, obviously if a move is thrown out that is unsafe and you perfect block it, you can most likely punish right away. Whereas standard blocking, it gives the opponent a little bit more leeway to be safe with their pokes and things like that.
You also gain slightly more tension gauge when you successfully instant block.
And you gain tension
Faultless
gauge.
Defense, a powerful method of blocking that consumes your tension gauge. You can use this to nullify chip damage and put more distance between yourself and the opponent than with standard blocking.
This was
Use this to
also
your
in
advantage to escape
Guilty
from
Gear
the opponent's
XR
strings.
Faultless Defense. I didn't use it
Instant
very
Faultless
much because I
Defense,
sucked.
Powerful method of blocking that consumes your tension gauge, timed with the opponent's attack. When performed successfully, your character shines white and it creates a large distance between you and the opponent without knocking your character back. Psych Burst.
So to me, that one, the Faultless Instant Defense is almost, it feels kind of pointless. Yes, you go a little bit farther back. Like if we look at this, like this isn't the craziest amount of distance in the world, and obviously like in the corner it won't truly matter which blocking you truly use unless well, I guess it most likely will push your opponent back from you when you do your Faultless Defense, but it almost feels a little bit pointless, especially at the cost of your tension meter. All of you Guilty Gear heads out there can let me know how you feel about it, but in the eyes of somebody who is a bit newer to Guilty Gear, it kind of feels pointless.
And it creates a large distance between you and the opponent without knocking your character back.
Yeah, I guess it knocks both of you back at the same time, so I guess.
Psych Burst, a move that gets you out of a sticky situation in exchange for your burst gauge. On activation, a shockwave forms around your character and sends the opponent flying back on hit.
So think of this kind of like Sparking Blast, but this recharges. Your burst gauge recharges, whereas Sparking Blast is literally the one get off me tool that you have, besides Reflect, of course. But when you're using when you're blocking and you use Sparking Blast, it knocks the opponent away just the same and pretty much almost has the same exact animation, but of course it's red. If we're talking about comparing this to Dragon Ball FighterZ, of course.
You can escape the opponent's combo or block string by using this while being hit or while blocking. Roman Cancel. This move cancels your current motion, consuming 50% of your tension gauge. On activation, a shockwave forms around your character, temporarily slowing down the opponent's movements within its range.
Roman canceling is going to be really, really cool for extending your combos, and just the fact that it slows down time gives it that really cool effect. And I love the like clock that appears when you actually input the Roman cancel. It just looks really, really dope.
Its properties vary depending on your character state when used. When used the moment you hit the opponent with an attack, it generates a red shockwave. When the shockwave hits the opponent, they float up slowly, making it easy to combo into moves that normally would not connect. When used while not attacking, it generates a blue shockwave. When the shockwave touches the opponent, it temporarily slows their movement. When used before an attack hits or as it ends, it generates a purple shockwave, while covering for the recovery of the attack.
So it looks like when you use it while blocking, it can kind of help you regain pressure, and maybe leave you slightly plus on block or something like that, since it slows pretty much the opponent down.
This shockwave also slows the opponent down on contact, so you can punish the opponent if they are trying to hit you during your recovery.
Yeah, so pretty much what I just said. I'm just taking guesses, and of course I love when he backs me up.
While blocking the opponent's attack, It generates a yellow shockwave that knocks the opponent back, allowing you to escape.
And this is pretty cool too. Again, kind of reminiscent to Sparking Blast, but the way Kai was hitting Soul makes it look more like a stagger. It's not gonna completely blow the opponent backward, but it actually looks like it gives you a chance to combo right back.
If you perform the same input as dash right before the Roman cancel activates, you can perform the Roman cancel while moving quickly in the direction inputted. Also, Roman cancels can be cancelled right after activation with normal attacks and special moves. Since you can move to the next action faster than usual, you can launch a stronger offense, or create new combos due to the properties of the move you cancelled from. Try using each of these game mechanics in combination with others. Mix up your opponent with Dust Attack or Sweep, and go for a throw when your opponent is focused on blocking. When you land a hit, use Roman Cancel to follow up with a combo, and use Psych Burst to get yourself out of trouble after you get hit. Find the right mechanic for each situation, and get ahead of the game. Thank you for watching.
All I know, let's just leave it at this screen for a little bit, just to show you guys what all of the system basic mechanics are going to be. But all I know is this is going to be a very interesting game to learn, and it's completely nothing like Dragon Ball FighterZ. It's going to be a very different and maybe possibly difficult game to learn if you're coming from Dragon Ball FighterZ straight into this, especially if FighterZ is your first fighting game. This game is a lot about neutral, and Dragon Ball FighterZ has a tool that lets you pretty much skip neutral, which is Super Dash, and this game does not have Super Dash. So again, if you're coming from FighterZ, please get into the lab, learn this game, find some friends that'll play against you, and just try to get good. But anyways, guys, if you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please remember that God and anime are always on your side. Please come join the Bandit Army. That's all I got for you. Peace out.